here we go, back on to the next episode. And thank you for joining me. We've got a cow. We're making our milk. We've got some milk in stock there, look, which is amazing. And our chickens are recovering. We had to kill most of them just to get rid of the disease, but we're back. And we need to make sure we've got everyone on the right profession, so let's put someone on honey gathering. Now let's have a look. So we've got 5 labourers and 2 builders, and we're in mid-spring. The expedition's coming back in the fall, so we need to get people back on food production. And we're looking quite good. We've got all our farms up and running now, but it's taken an awful lot of people. And actually, thinking about it, we could deactivate one of the oat fields because we've got loads of oats now because we killed all the chickens. In fact, let's just have one small oat field and deactivate the big one. So that'll give us 2 less farmers. So we just need to employ 3 farmers here. 1, 2, and 3. Just to show you which fields we're activating. And it would be nice to have the orchard. I think it might do something this year. We're always short on fruit. And it would be good to have some gatherers as well, because we are getting through the vegetables again, if you remember. And we've got plenty of logs, so we can take a forester off. And we'll put the gatherer on. We've got 6 people in the clay mine, so let's take them down to 2. And that will give us a few more gatherers. There we go. We've got 6 gatherers, and yeah, we're trying to hoard a few resources, aren't we? And what's our flat? So we've got potato, oats. Because we're quite short on flax. Should we just do one big field of flax? I think that might be wise. So flax is used for something else as well. It's to make a sailboat, wasn't it? But we're really getting through the clothes, and we really don't want to run out of that. So let's take our mining down to 1 each, and we'll put the farmers back up to... we'll add the farmers back on here, and 2 more there. So we're growing a big old field of flax. We're growing a field of oats. Shall we do that as grass instead? Because we've got so many oats. Yeah, let's do that, because we've only got 775 hay. We don't want to run out of that for building materials. And then 2 fields of potatoes. Okay, we'll see how we go on that, and then next year we can do back on the oats, and this year we're on the apples, and we've got the option of cherry, but I don't think that will particularly make any difference, because cherry trees or apple trees, they're still going to be, producing a similar crop of fruit. We haven't made the fruit pie yet. Oh, but I think we can now that we've got some milk. So let's go on to making fruit pie. Yeah, they involve milk. So, oh, brilliant. And it's nice just to make things that we couldn't make before. Just so we've achieved everything in the game. That's what we're trying to do. And we've pretty much achieved everything except for these warm clothes and producing wool and alcohol. So we'll lay down a brewery next. We've got our accountant's house that we're trying to build up to. We've got all the... we've got all the stone we need. Nearly all the clay. We need a little bit more iron ore and quite a lot more logs. But we'll see how we get on there. We're probably not a million miles off having all the materials for that one. Unable to take that one down somehow. Here we go. Let's go back on full speed and see how that setup runs. Big old village now. It does stretch quite far into the horizon. We've got 1 labourer, 1 builder, so we can maintain the flow of things. I think you need labourers, like if you have I don't know, do you remember when we manually shot some animals and there was a basket of meat left, or when there's extra eggs, maybe labourers come in handy for just maintaining the flow of goods, and when we need to add things to our expedition and things like that. I think it's always good to have at least 1 labourer and not 0 for the unknown reasons. And it'll be interesting to see a fruit pie there. That'll be our first fruit pie, and we've got honey coming in. We've got 20 honey with our apiary. And I'm just going to have a scan through some of these buildings and make sure we've made one of everything. We haven't made a hostel, but I don't think that's got any value for us at the moment. But we've done the big house and the small house, and we've got a few shacks, and we haven't done the hut. Might be interesting to build a hut just to see what it looks like. Should we build one down here? Maybe for some of the fishing people if they don't want to go all the way home. We'll build a hut just to see what it looks like. Only costs 15 logs and 10 hay. Got all our storage buildings. Ah, but what's this? Trade fair. Ooh. And caravan stables. Ah, we haven't built any of that. Oh, let's build a trade fair. I wonder what that does. What's it for? A trade fair. You cannot build... So where? Build it down here. Next to our new little shack. Our hut. It's not quite level land. Just find a little space for it. Maybe down here in this corner. No, not quite. Maybe rotate it round. Give us a bit more luck. We'll put it up here. See, the trade fair is an interesting one because it's got a ring going around it, so I'm not sure what that would mean. Let's put it down there and see what it does. Got quite a lot of buildings on the go now. So we've got a trade fair which takes up a lot of resources to build, and we've got the accountant's house that's also taking up a lot of resources. So we're going to need a bit more clay. It's not too bad, the trade fair, though. God, there's so many buildings left to build. It's quite a vast game, really. And we'll look forward to working out what they all do. But at the moment, we're building up our resources and our food in the summer production months. We could do with someone on the windmill as well, because we're lower on flour than we've been for a while. We've got 222, and we're used to having 300 or 400. But we're doing well on our steel tools, because we've got our blast furnace production up and running. But our castle smithy is having a snooze, so what are we doing with our... Okay, we're just waiting for a few bits of ore to make steel. We've got some steel there, just need it delivering to the smithy. Why don't we unemploy the smithy while he's not busy? And let's have a think. So we've got loads of charcoal, loads of wood for burning, for firewood, but we're low on logs, so let's have another forester. Should we get this forester to get planting again? I wonder... Oh, I've got an idea for an experiment. I wonder if we built another forester's lodge here and we just put one on growing and one on chopping. I wonder what that would do. It would change the balance, because the balance isn't quite right if you just leave them alone, because they chop down too many trees and they don't grow enough. So possible issue there. We've got someone... Oh, we've lost our cow. We've lost our cow. So it looks like we probably need to employ more than one person in the pasture. So that's a shame. So let's get our bakery going on some sort of meat production again. Or bread. Let's just get our bakery doing bread and see if we can build up a load of stock there. Although we were preparing for the next... Yeah, let's make one more fish pie. We were preparing for the next expedition to bring back sheep. And then after that, to bring back something else. I'm not sure if we need to build another pasture to get a new... Yeah, so the one herdsman wasn't enough there. It was probably a bit too far away from the food, and couldn't bring enough food in, or the cow could have been attacked by an animal. I'll just see if it's in our notifications tab anywhere. Cow died in an animal attack. Ah, there you go. Okay, that's interesting to know. And so our hunter there wasn't able to protect it, so maybe we need another hunter up here as well. Should we build a hunting cabin just above them? There we go. For example, here. That might be a good place to build a hunting cabin to protect our pastures. I'm not sure if we're going to get another cow or not. Maybe we need to deconstruct it and build it again. Or would one pop out of nowhere? I'm not convinced one would pop out of nowhere. Should we build a new pasture, I think? See if that works. And then if... let's build it down here. So it'll be under the protection of both. Build a long, thin one, maybe. Because we can't build it thick down there. Let's build a long, thin cow pasture and see what that does. And then, if we can get more than one cow going, we'll be able to divide them out into that pasture. And in the meantime, we can unemploy the herdsman from there. So we've got... just seen we've lost a teacher, Isaiah, died of old age. And we've got a building almost full, but we've got quite a lot of other alternative buildings. Here we go, it's this barn up here. We've got loads of meat, loads of vegetables, loads of hides. I'm not sure what we're going to do with all these hides now. We've got over 4,000. And we don't really have a use for them apart from clothing, but we don't need that many. It would be good if we could write off goods, if we could just say, look, get rid of some hides. I think that's a bit of maybe a bit of a bug in the game where you build up an infinite number of stuff you just don't need, and then you've used up you know, all your space in your barn. And this warehouse down here near all our mines is doing well. We've got one person in each of the mines, and it's our summer season where we've just started to harvest the potatoes. So we've got over 5,000 vegetables. Oh, and I've just noticed we've got over 1,600 meat. So that's fantastic. That's really building up again nicely, and we're building a new hunter's cabin as well to protect our herd up here, our cows. Relocate all animals, relocate half of the animals, relocate one animal. Well, we've got none, so I'm tempted to say we may have to actually just destroy that pasture altogether and start again. But we've got another one we're building, so let's just mark that for destruction. Not sure if that works. Yep, that'll be taken down, so that's yeah, not far away. And interestingly enough, actually, if you notice here, it's got 0 out of 12 deconstruction points. And then if you go over here to our building that won't be demolished, it's got 27 out of 28 destruction points. So just one more destruction point to go, but it's not... you know, we've had loads of builders, and we've even applied 4 just directly to this building, and it's not being deconstructed. So I think access to the final part is just not possible. So a bit of a bug there. But overall, enjoying the game very much. Very demanding and very challenging. And especially getting the food and the firewood right, making sure that we're not short of things. And we're certainly bringing in our flax. Look, we're going over 900 now, so that's going to give us plenty for our clothes. And I'm just going to see... our accountant's house is very nearly complete in terms of the building materials. We've taken over 1,000 materials, nearly over 1,500 materials that are totally needed, and wow, look at that, it needs 80 build points altogether, which is going to be our biggest ever build in terms of build points. And we only need a little bit more ore, so what we could do, and we've got all the clay we need, so that's amazing, and we've got all the stone we need, and we've got a bit of stone in stock, so we could put someone else on the ore mining and take them off the stone mining and just see if that helps. We've got 6,700 vegetables, which is fantastic. And our apples are growing, so we might get a little bit of a crop this year, but it looks like the growth progress is much behind the other crops. Oh, here we go! Yes! Okay, brilliant. So the expedition was a success, and we've got a new resource available, which is sheep, and so we can start growing wool, which is fantastic. I'll just put the labourer onto building and see if we can deconstruct that pasture and rebuild it, but let's see how we get sheep. So pasture, pasture. So we've got 2 different pastures, one with a cow's head, one with a sheep's head. So let's do a sheep's head pasture. And we'll see if we can do it down here where it might be a bit more protected. Right in the middle of the village. And big enough for 1. There we go. Let's build that. And we do need a lot more logs. So let's put a labourer back on. Okay. I think we've harvested all of our fields, and we're trying to grow a second crop. I think we're just in the process of finishing off the harvest in the potato fields. The flax we're growing another crop, so let's take our 2 farmers off there and just say we'll harvest that straight away if any other farmers want to. The grass, I think we are trying to grow an additional crop, yep, so let's not bother with that. We've got over 1100 hay now, so we'll take them off. And our potato fields are nearly harvested, so we can wait until they're finished and we can take them off, and we're getting a lot more workers. So we'll put someone on the stone quarry, and here we go. The temperature's about to go into the minus, and that's when we would lose the crop. But that field is finished harvesting, and this field is still harvesting, but we've gone minus. There we go. So we can take everyone off, even our orchard workers and our gatherers. So we've done all that, and we've ended up with 7,500 vegetables, and we're still holding steady on 1,600. So I'm just going to slow the game down. Flip our bakery over to making the other type of pies. We've got enough fish pies, let's do meat pies. And we can start our next expedition because we've got both types of cattle that I think we need. And we want to experiment with a farm field just to see what you get back if it's something other than vegetables. But if it's just another vegetable, then it's a bit pointless really, because we could just keep growing potatoes. Because in the vegetables in the vegetables section there, you just hover over and it just says vegetables, and in the barn it doesn't say that they're anything other than vegetables, so they just go into the general vegetable pot. And if we just send an expedition off and it brings back another type of vegetable, it's not really going to mean anything. So we'll see. And we've got 13 people, so let's put like 8 people on building and 6 people on labouring, just for now. In fact, let's change that around. Let's put 4 people on building, and let's get like 3 people on each of the mines. And we've got 5 labourers there, and we'll have a think about what additional resources we need, and if we need to manually collect any. And in fact, we're quite short of logs, so let's do that. We can do that up here. Manually collect some logs, because we've done some huge building projects. 121 there, 38 logs there, and we'll get 191 logs there. That'll bring us up to speed, and we'll go on full play there, full speed. Now, we must be building the accountant's house by now. Yes, we've got all the goods, and the builders will go over there shortly. So that's good. There we go, we've started 1 build point out of 80, so that'll be really exciting to see what the accountant's house does. We've nearly got everything we need for the trade fair, which is amazing considering we've spent so many resources already, so that's certainly a good idea to bring in more logs, because we've got 0. But we've got 806 firewood, and we've got 225 charcoal, which is amazing. And if we ever get short of firewood, we can just unlock the charcoal. So that's a good thing. And our forester over here has planted a load of stuff, so we can get him on the go. And the forester over here is nearly ready to build, but we're just waiting on some logs, so that's good. So we're developing our infrastructure and building it up. And what have we got delivered to? Yeah, we've got nearly all our water delivered to the next expedition. We've tried all the different things. We've brought back 2 different animals, and we've brought back 1 type of fruit. And now we're going to try a different type of crop and see what that does. We've started deconstruction on this pasture, so 1 out of 12 on that one, and we are building a long thin pasture here, but we're running out of logs, so we're waiting on logs for that pasture and for this pasture. So we'll have a new cow pasture and a new sheep pasture. So I look forward to being able to produce wool, and also being able to go onto the warm clothes. So 2 new things that we're potentially going to be making very shortly here, after we've built up our wood stock a bit. And firewood's coming down a little bit, as you can see, because we're a little bit short of logs, and we have gone into the winter. And bad times. Oh, our pyre is on the go because we've lost a fisherman of old age. So that's a sad thing, but we've got the infrastructure there. Normally it's the other pyre that goes, so it was this side of the village. And it just burns down from 100% down to now 75% and all the way down to 0. And when it's burnt out, it just resets itself, so it's ready to use. It doesn't actually even look like it uses any extra logs, so that's a cheap, efficient way of getting rid of bodies. And I'll just see if there's anyone in our crypt over here yet. Nope, still no one in our crypt. But I think that's for people who aren't burnt. Maybe for like mining accidents or something. Who knows? We've got 48 people in our village. In terms of adults, 4 teenagers, 2 children, so we've lost a few adults in recent history. We've got total capacity for 57, so we've actually built our little shack somewhere here. There's a hut, isn't there? Ooh, there it is. No, that's a fishing lodge. This is it. This is our hut. Look at it. It looks like a hunting lodge or something. So we've got 2 people living there. And, how funny. The pie is still burning. Takes a while to burn down. 4 out of 12 points on bringing down that pasture. There we go, we've built this pasture. Oh no, we've just delivered all the materials, so we'll get on building that anyway. We've got 4 builders, which is quite enough. They'll get through all the projects. Although they've got a big build over here with the accountant's hut, haven't they? There we go. It's coming on though. Wow, 39 out of 80 build points. I didn't expect it to be coming on so quickly. That'll be interesting when that's built. We'll check it out and see what it does. Thinking it will give us a lot of graphs and things, and it would be interesting if it told us about what people are buying and what they're earning and things like that, but I'm not really sure if there is an actual economy. We'll see. Just can't get rid of that house, never mind, doesn't really matter. Look, the village is really opening up. We've chopped down a few trees and wow, look at it. We're down to 1,500 oats. So what we could do is kill off a few chickens so we don't use our oats up as quickly. We were at 75 chickens. Let's take them down to 50. There we go, 50 chickens, but we've got a whole ton of eggs there, 428. We've got eggs in stock, so let's just unlock those and let our people have them. And if you see, we're down to 1,200 meat, so yeah, people are getting through the meat again. Wonder if this pasture's been built. No, we haven't started on that yet because we're on the accountant's house. 52 build points on the accountant's house. Look at that. Look at that. That's a beautiful... Ooh, trade fair's complete. Where is it? Oh, let's see what it does. There it is. What does it do? What does it do? There's no option... Oh, right, so there's no option to employ anyone. But it's starting to hold... Oh, I see, it's just starting to hold stuff. So people can go in there and trade for it. Look at this, it's just a little market. I guess if you've got a residential area that's a bit away from like any barns or anything, then it's somewhere to come. Look at these little stands. So you've got a food stand there, another food stand here and here, and then you've got like items here, and we're showing sort of pots and plates and things. So I don't know if you're able to make any of those in the future, but it looks like there's a lot of fish trading going on here. Interesting. So this is probably a place to centralise some goods for people to pick up if they're a bit further away from, I don't know, a barn. Maybe it'll help distribute some of the goods in this sort of full barn as well. Interesting. It's building destroyed. Ah. Which one was that? Is that the part? Yeah, it's the pasture over here is gone. So we could rebuild that pasture. Oh, we started building this one. So we've got an option rebuilding the pasture there to get the cow back. So it's a shame that you've kind of got to rebuild a pasture just to get the cow back and not just, I don't know, like buy one in or something. But we've got our hunter up here working, so we'll put someone in there. And we can take someone off down here because we've got 3 here. Take someone off there and then take them off the overall number there. So we still got someone there, yeah. We do. Okay, brilliant. Has this been built? So we've very nearly built this pasture, and then this pasture down here will be the next to be built. We've had oh, accountant's house construction complete. Here we go. Let's see what it does. Wow, it's a huge tall building, isn't it? That's a very interesting building indeed. Look at it. Very nice. What do you do, Mr. Accountant? So again, there's no one can be employed in this building that I can see of. Oh, let's look on our other tab here. Caravaner, set transport routes between storages to deliver goods. Interesting. Caravan stables required. Academic researches new technologies. Oh, keep required. An academician. An academician for research. Interesting. That's a keep. A keep is needed for research. So that would be a very interesting one to do. A caravaner, set transport routes between storages to deliver goods. Okay, because that's one we haven't built before. Now, what else does it show here? So it's just. Oh, okay. Yeah, charcoal. Okay. I've just selected charcoal and it's just showing where you're using it. Let's select eggs. Yeah, that's where we're making them. Oh, and this is that's funny. That's interesting. So these are the buildings that are consuming them, and these are the houses. And it doesn't show that house consuming the eggs, which is interesting. Okay, so it's showing you some interesting things about consumption. So who's eating? What I want to know is who's eating the pies. Fish pie. Who's eating fish pies? Ah, this house. And of course the bakery is the green area that's producing them, and this is the red area where they're consuming them. So some people are eating the pies. Maybe they're a rich household. Although they're fishermen there. Cow died in animal attack. Have we lost our next pasture already? Yeah, we've lost our cow before he's even begun. So we'll have to have a think about how we can keep the cows and livestock alive. But we've ooh, look. It's ultimate disaster for the cow. The cow's been killed by an animal, and then the cow shed has been set on fire by lightning. But our people are putting it out. I think see this energy bar, when it burns all the way down, that you've lost the building, that's it. But if you put all the water in that it needs, which is 18 units of water, before the bar goes down, it saves it. There we go, we've saved it. Saved the building, but again, we've got no cow. So interesting that the chickens survive animal attacks. You just lose one chicken and it's no real disaster. But if you lose one cow, that is a disaster. Here we go, we're building our secondary pasture down here. And we've got one sheep. So we've kind of done the cow thing, we've had the milk, and we've made some fruit pies and stuff. So we'll see what the sheep do. Here we go, we just need some vegetable pies for this expedition. Oh, go on, vegetable pie making with the eggs. That'll do. And then our expedition will be ready to go, because we've got everything else that we need. And we've got our labourers bringing in loads of stuff. But I think they've brought in everything we asked them to, so let's put them on mining. And we need to build our firewood supplies up again, so we're down to 364, but we did have like 800 odd, but that's fine. And we certainly need someone on the mill, so we'll hire someone on the mill, and we'll get rid of a couple of builders. We'll have 2 people on the mill, why not? We've got plenty of... Oh god, we're in the summer already. Let's cool, that really creeped up on me. Let's hire all our fields. I don't know if we'll have time this year to produce the crops actually, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's take people off the mines. We were just in the middle of so much building there that we were achieving quite a lot. Orchard there, yeah, we should get some growth out of the orchard. And the apiary, we kept people on there, so that's working. Okay, and we'll hire someone at the pasture there. We'll take this person off this pasture. And yeah, we could do with a few people on gathering. So what have we got? 3 on gathering, full farms. This flax field we need to probably turn into oats. This one we've got potato, this one potato, that one's on grass. We could do oats instead because we've got plenty of hay. Okay, we need to find 2 more people, so let's take people off the mines. 2 more on gathering, 2 more on farms, and we can take a forester off and 1 more gatherer. Okay, let's see how we get on with that. So we've built an accountant's house that shows you some interesting figures. There's the graphs just there. Shows you the amount of people in your village and how they go up and down, and food production as well. And also I wonder if it shows you... Oh, it shows you over 10 years, so it's just shot up. And in terms of calories, yeah. So that's an interesting building, but I don't know if it's of huge use. The next one we can try out is... there's a caravan option down here, I think. Caravan stables. So I'm quite keen to see what that one does. I can put it up here. And we'll see how those stables do. I've got a feeling we may need to do the donkey farm. And the keep in the castle section will allow you to research technology. So we'll certainly do that one as well. But we need a whole ton of stone. And I can't believe there are still so many buildings to explore and work out. And also we need to see how we can keep our cows alive as well. So shall we see if we can just deconstruct this stables? I mean, there we go, the pasture. Get rid of that pasture and we'll work it out. We'll work out how to keep the cows alive. I wonder if there's a way to, like... Not sure. But our sheep here, we're producing wool. We've got 2 wool. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, we'll look forward to getting the wool into stock, and then when we've got that into stock, we'll get our weaver to actually start using that and make some warm clothing, and I'm thinking that's going to make all the difference. And our expedition will be going off shortly because we're on to making the last type of pie, vegetable pie. Just need the eggs moving over. We've only got 1 worker in the coop. Let's put some more workers over. Because I think 1 worker on their own is struggling to cope with all those chickens. And should we get rid of a few chickens again? We've got back up to 75. Let's go down. Probably good to keep the chickens down every now and then. Do a bit of a cull, because they just absorb all the oats that we're making. We'll take them all the way down to like 25 or something. We did 50 last time and they just shot back up. There we go. See what that does. Oh, raiders! Raiders have landed on the island. Let's see if we can see them. There's their ship. See their ship heading off? I think they may have come and gone. Wow, they're over. They're over the other side of the island. They're not really that close to us. Camp's over here. This is what they've done. They've set these buildings on fire and then they've gone away again. But we're right next to a well, and we are putting them out. 3 out of 9. That's been put out, but it's looking a bit battered. And a hunting cabin's okay as well. Just about escaped. Oh, but it's spread to these buildings, to the sawmill. We need the sawmill intact. Come on guys, put out the fire. We've got no labourers, so should we take a gatherer off for labouring? And take someone off the windmill, because 1 worker can work it. And look at that, we've got 710 meat, so we'll add on an extra hunter. See if that helps our cause. And I think that's probably a fantastic place to stop for now, because we've done so much in that episode. Come back when we're going to send off the expedition in the next episode, and we're going to build the caravan stables. And also we need to try and set out a load of labourers to go off and find a load of stone so we can build the keep and see what this whole technology thing's about. So thank you for watching, and lots more to go.